Right, welcome to the first proper Grumpy Oaf video. It's 12:30. I'm on my third double espresso. I probably need a poo very soon, so let's crack on and see if I can get this out in one take, shall we? OpenAI even. It's a big bubble. It's all going to crash. We all know it's going to crash. It's not sustainable. It's not scalable. The model sizes are exponential. Nvidia and Microsoft have already pulled their latest funding. OpenAI aren't very happy about it. They've responded by saying, Nvidia's GPUs aren't very good anyway. It's like, your GPUs smell. We don't like you anymore. So it's just leave them to it. Just let the whole thing spin away on a thread on its own, and ultimately it'll crash and burn. So what do? It's a valuable technology. We can use it in a way that doesn't cause mass unemployment, mass ripping off of people's content, copyright, and so on. So what we need to do is make small, discrete models that we can run on our own PCs. So we don't need huge data centers. We don't need mega gigawatt on-site power stations powering all this. We don't need lakes of water. We don't need to pollute globally or even locally. There's reports of people in the local vicinity of these data centers getting ill through pollution in the air and stuff like that. We can do without all that. So let's make small, discrete models that you can run on your own PC. And that's already happening. LM Studio is already out there. You can download stuff from Hugging Face. You can run it on your own machine. But again, these are all huge models that are scaled down rather than small, specific, discrete models for a particular purpose. So let's explain that. So in games language, we could have discrete models for game engines, so Godot, Unreal, Unity. There's already all the information out there, readily available, copyright free. We're not depriving anybody of any of their livelihoods or anything by turning all that sort of data into a model, that being like the docs, the API specs, the example projects, all those sorts of things. So we would make small discrete models for Unity, Godot, Unreal, and then we could make even more discrete submodels for each of those. So let me explain that. So for Godot, you could have a submodel for GDScript, you could have a submodel for C#. For Unreal, you could have one for Blueprints and one for C++. So where am I going with all this? With all these small discrete models that you can run in your own machine, you can organize those hierarchically within a LM Studio style hierarchical application. So you could load in your Godot, your Unreal, your Unity, and then pick your submodels, or all of them, or whichever you want. You could then get a little cleverer, and depending on how much memory you've got in the machine that you're using, it could then say, for example, load the Unreal model, and then if your query contains both Blueprints and C++, it could then decide whether to load those submodels in series, keeping the memory low, or in parallel, making it run quicker. So that's the sort of hierarchical application sort of model that we could use. But the other good thing is that that's great for game dev, it's all free, whatever. But what about things that are copyrighted. We could look outside of games, and we could have, say, for example, English literature as an example. There's loads of universities in the UK alone that do English literature degrees and masters and things, and they could use all that information that they've already got, as well as the out of copyright material that they're based on, and they could make, say, for example, the Oxford University model, and then say Penguin Books could use all their catalogue and create their own model. But crucially, they could then sell those models. So if we go back to that application that aggregates and hierarchically arrange all these things, we could turn that into a LLM version of Steam. You could then browse models, you could then buy them, and then the people that make them and own the copyright to the things within could actually make some money out of it. So yeah, so using that model, we could use all the compute is distributed, so we don't have huge data centers, we don't have huge pollution, we don't feed the machine with copyrighted content, and people can make their own small ones, and they can sell them and make money from them, and so the wealth is distributed as well. So all the money doesn't go to a few tech bros in America, and billionaires get even more rich. So what do you think? Put some comments, let me know. Am I completely insane? Are we onto something here? And that idea is freely available. You can take it, you can go and turn it into a pitch deck and raise $1 billion, and I'll be here waiting for that phone call asking me to be your CTO. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Toss you bye.